In this video, we are going to look at how to solve quadratic equation by using quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b plus or minus the root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So this formula is what we call quadratic formula. And this method can be used to solve any quadratic problem. Okay, so now let's dive into examples. So let's find the first example. We are going to solve x squared minus 2x minus 15 is equal to 0. The quadratic format, we have ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So you can see that the coefficient of x squared is a, the coefficient of b is, of x raised to the power 1 is b, then the constant is c. So after, we can now identify the value. So the value of a is 1, the value of b is negative 2, the value of c is negative 15. So we can now proceed by applying the formula. X is equal to minus b plus or minus the root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So we can now substitute. So the value of b, we can see that the value of b here is negative 2 plus or minus. So we have negative 2 squared minus 4. What's our a? So you can see that the a is 1. Then our c is negative 15 over 2, where this a will put 1. So we can now expand and simplify. So here we can see that we have negative and negative 2. So negative times negative, we have positive 2. Then negative 2 squared is positive 4. So you can see that here we have this negative and also this negative. So this changes to positive. So if a or c, if one of these has a negative sign, the negative inside the bracket change, inside the square root changes to positive. Then we can multiply. 4 times 1 is 4 times 15, that is 60, over 2 times 1 is 2. So 2 plus, then 60 plus 4 is 64 over 2. So you only find the square root of the number under the root when you simplify it until you remain with one number. So here we can see that under the square root we have one number. The square root of 64, the number that we can multiply by itself 2 times is 8. So 8 times 8, we have 64. Then after reaching this stage, you need to separate into 2 equations. So one must have positive 8 over 2. The denominator should not change. The other one will be 2 minus 8 over 2. So this part we can see 2 times, 2 plus 8, that's 10 over 2. 2 into 10, here we get 5. Then we can see that this side we are going to subtract as we have different signs. So 2 minus 8 is negative 6. 2 into negative 6 is negative 3. So this is how you can find the solutions of a given quadratic equation. Let's have another one. We have 2x squared plus 7x is equal to negative 3. So step number 1, let's check if our equation is in quadratic form. So quadratic form is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So you can see that we need to move this negative 3 to the left side of our equation so that we have a 0 here. So we can see that we have 2x squared plus 7x. If this moves to the other side, we are going to get positive 3, then is equal to 0. So we can assign a, b, and c. So the value of a is the coefficient of x squared, which is 2. The value of b is the coefficient of x, 7. The c is 3. So we can apply the formula minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. We can now substitute. So where there is b, we can see that is 7 plus or minus. We have 7 squared minus our a is 2, our c is 3 over 2. So negative times 7 is negative 7 plus or minus. Let's square this one. So 7 squared is 49 minus 4 times 2 is 8 times 3 is 24 over 2 times 2, we have 4 on the denominator. So let's simplify the numbers below the root. 49 minus 24, we get 25. Now we can find the square root of 25. So the square root of 25, the square root of 25 is 5. The number that we can multiply by itself to give us 25 is 5 over 4. We need to now split into 2. So negative 7 plus 5 over 4, or x is equal to negative 7 minus 5 over 4. So negative 7 plus 5 is negative 2 over 4. If we reduce, this reduces to negative half. So here we can see that we have the same sign, so we are going to add. So we have negative 12 over 4. 4 into negative 12 is negative 3. So you can see that it's very simple. Now let's have another example. Okay, so this time we are going to have x squared plus 5x minus 10 is equal to 0. So you can see that it is in a quadratic form or standard form. So the value of a is 1. You can see that we have 1 here. B is 5. C is negative 10. So x is equal to minus b plus or minus. Okay, let's substitute. B is 5, positive 5. Our A is 1. Our C is negative 10 over 2. So negative times 5, we get negative 5 plus or minus. 5 squared is 25. Now here we can see that we have 2 negatives, so this will give us positive. 4 times 1 is 4 times 10, that is 40, over 2 times 1 is 2. So plus or minus 25 plus 40, we get 65. Now this 65 has no perfect, it's not a perfect square number. So in a case where you have this number, so you need to now use calculator. So we are going to find the square root of 65 using calculator. So square root of 65 is, on my calculator, is giving me 8.0622577 748 divided by 2. So you can round your solutions when you are done. So let's say now we need to separate. So x is equal to -5 plus 8.062257,748 over 2, or x is equal to -5 minus 8.062257,745 over 2. So we can now add. So here we are going to have 3.06227748 over 2. If you divide by 2 divided by 2, so we have 1.311,288. So now we can get our approximation. So it depends with the need of the paper or the standard of your exams in your country. So like in Zambia, this question we are advised to round it off correct to 2 decimal places. So if we are rounding this answer correct to 2 decimal places, we are going to have 1.53, since the number after 3 is less than 5. Let's deal with this one. So this will give us -13. So this is -13.062257748 divided by 2. So we have -13.062257748 divided by 2. So we have -6.53112874, which is our final answer. It's -6.53. Okay, let's try one more. So this time we are going to find where we have 2x squared plus 3x plus 9 is equal to 0. Okay, so let's begin. Our value of a is 2, b is equal to 3, c is equal to 9. So x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So let's now substitute. Our b is 3. So we have 3 squared minus 4. Our a is 2. Our c is 9 over 2 times 2. So negative times 3, -3 plus or minus 3 times 3 is 9 minus. Now 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 9. So 8 times 9 72 over 4. So this time now, look at the way the question is. So if we subtract, if we say 9 minus 72, we are getting a negative number over. So what happens if you have a negative number? So you just leave it here. We can't find the square root of negative 63 unless maybe if your syllabus allows you to use that principle of using the imaginary number, but in most cases you just leave it there. You say this equation has no real roots. So this is how you can solve questions of quadratic using quadratic formula. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and also hit the notification bell so that you are notified as soon as I post the new videos.